I'm muted here. And then we just log in on the other side.
Okay. And the login is this.
Yep,
thing.
It's all on there. It'll see. So once you set up your own, and we can do that before I leave. We'll just get you set up on there with your own account.
Oh, okay.
And then you'll log in here. See now it comes up. As my. Mute it. Stop video.
Are we all set?
We are all set, Chuck.
So we'll start with CRC first. Call to order the Capital Resource Corporation Board of Directors meeting. Roll call.
Okay. Chester Burton,
Here.
Leo McAllister.
Here.
Michael Moore. Here. Chuck Finnan.
Here.
Okay.
Reading and approval of the minutes. I have a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. New business, motion to approve the inducement resolution for URA bond and hold a public hearing.
Yeah, and this is the kind of the first step in the process. So what we received an application from them, and then now the next step is to have this inducement resolution approved. And we'll have to, we do a 10-day window where we have to advertise in the paper, and then we can hold the public hearing, and it needs to be in the town of Gilboa. And that's kind of the steps that we go through after that. So I've spoken with Alicia. She's aware of everything that's going on. Told her that we would meet and then make sure that the availability of where she needs to be in a facility for us to meet there as well.
Chris, do you have anything to add on this?
The only thing I would add is, so these would be tax exempt bonds, should the board decide ultimately to approve issuing the bonds. Since they're tax exempt bonds, as part of the public hearing, you need to get the authorization approval of what's called under the IRS code, the applicable representative of the county. So in this case, the Board of Supervisors would actually have to affirmatively approve the issuance of bonds before you can issue the bonds. It's usually just not it's just a formality, I just want to make you aware of it.
So that would come before or after the process?
After the public hearing.
Yeah.
After the public hearing?
Yep.
Okay. Is
That's
there
all I
any,
have, Chuck.
is there any further discussion on this?
Where's the public hearing normally held?
Yeah, in the town where you're issuing the town. Yep.
Right at the time.
Yep.
Yep.
Do they do it at a regular board meeting or?
No, they can do either. Usually it's a special meeting.
Well, it's just to be clear, so the public hearing can be held anywhere in the town, usually it's just at a public place, so it doesn't have to be a meeting or anything, it's just the town hall, the town of Gilboa. At said time, you put it in the paper, nobody ever shows up, maybe they will. but
For this one, they will.
I jinxed it, yeah.
We may need an auditorium.
Any further discussion? This calls for a roll call vote.
You need a motion, check.
Oh, sorry. Got ahead of myself.
So,
Sorry. All in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. So
Who put the motion forward?
I did.
Okay, Mike and Leo, you second? Okay.
roll call
Okay, Chester Burton,
here. Yes.
Leo McAllister. Chuck Finnan.
Here.
And Michael Moore.
Yes.
There's nothing for the committee. Motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Call to order the Board of Directors meeting for the Schoharie County Industrial Development Agency.
Wait a minute. We can vote.
Right,
that was
just a roll call for
Yeah, you have
That's
to
what.
use the vote.
Okay,
So come back in.
yeah, let's go back in.
All right,
Motion.
motion to go back in. I thought that's what we did.
I thought it was the roll call
Yeah.
first, and then
Yeah,
So Chuck, you make the motion.
I
to
make
come
the
back
motion
in.
to come back into session.
Second.
Second. Now we have the roll call vote.
okay, roll call vote. Chester Burton,
Yes.
Leo McAllister. Michael Moore,
Yes.
Chuck Finnan.
Yes. Make a motion that we.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
No.
Motion carried. Call to order the Board of Directors meeting for Schoharie County Industrial Development Agency. Roll call vote.
Okay, Chester Burton.
Here.
Leo McAllister. Charles Finnen.
Here.
Michael Moore.
Here,
And Gail Green is absent.
Reading of approval of the minutes of 4/17/25. Motion to approve.
So moved.
All in favor?
aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Bills and communication, none. CEO monthly activity report.
So as of the end of, after we had our last meeting, I moved to the part-time. So what I've been doing is working with Sarah, and we're just trying to wrap up projects that we have that are pending, that are going on, and then identify the ones that kind of can wait. So again, the Walmart pilot, that's why Shannon and Chris are here today to go over that. We've had the approvals that we need. So the IDA board will be the final approval on that. Went out to Sharon for another solar project. So, and had the same result as the first one. So that going forward, I told Sandy and Don, I said, these really need to be remote because of just the substance of the meetings. They usually solar companies come and they're not prepared. They don't have any. So the purpose of the meeting was to get their proposal and have them put a number for what they're looking to do. But every time they come in, they say, well, what do you guys? And it's one of those where throw it back and forth. So just want to do that. And then Grove Street property, wanted to keep everybody point with an update on that. Spoke to the property appraiser yesterday, and he promised by the end of the week he'll get that appraisal out for us so we can start the process on that of advertising and seeing if we can get someone to purchase that property. I know the RPC has a lot of interest in it due to their adjacent parcels. And then we're still at the point now with the Scannell sales option contract. We can discuss that in executive session because there's some particulars in there that we want to look at. And really, that's kind of all that I've been doing. I'm trying to wrap everything up in a bow and get it ready. And then just again, wanted to thank everybody for your support and your help that you give me and the opportunity, and especially Sarah. She's been fantastic. So that's all I have for my report.
All right. Any questions, anybody? Moving on, report of the treasurer, past position report.
All right, so you'll see the cash position report that's attached. The values have held us surprisingly steady and a little rise this month as compared to the previous month. So we're doing good in that sense as far as the accrued interest that we have on our CDs and the other cash investments that we have as far as the Treasury Plus account that's in there. And I did, and I don't know if I brought this up at the last meeting, that I did contact the New York investment class. And they had, when I had spoken with them, they had indicated that since that IDAs aren't eligible, you have to go under the umbrella of the county to enroll in the investment class. So again, that's something in the future the board may want to discuss, but that just puts another kind of hand in the pot there to get things going. So we'll just need to look at that. You guys will need to look at that going forward.
Anything more on the cash position report?
No, that's for, and actually this is the first time, I shouldn't even say it, but this is the first time in probably, I don't know how many months that we have not gotten something that CD is closed, so. Yeah, I just jinxed myself, but so that's always good news.
Steady.
Yeah.
Okay, reports of the committee, unfinished business.
Yes, so we, for Chat Point, Joanne Crum had come in to meet with Sarah and I last week. And what the Van Dykes are looking to do, and you'll see the attachment, is a lot line adjustment. It's not increasing this space of that carved out property that they have, and that was in the agreement. You'll kind of see when you go to the next page. Basically, what they're doing is they're just including this parcel that I believe has is a parcel C that's adjacent right next to it. So the shape will change. The acreage is not going to increase. It's just the shape of the parcel change. And Sarah, if I've missed anything on there, please feel free to jump in.
No, I think this was all expected. They're just getting around to doing the lot line changes.
So where is C?
It is, if you go to the next page, see, you'll see it's kind of filled in with pen over there.
The far right.
Yeah, parcel C, it says it's not indicated in the IDA contract.
This is parcel C.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was anticipated.
Yes.
Doesn't change the wetlands.
No, unfortunately not.
So are they just adding that in, or what else needs to be done on that?
That's pretty much, that's it. And then Joanne had mentioned that she wanted to, get the board's approval and bring it before us before she took it to the planning.
Do we need a formal resolution on that, or?
I don't know.
I
we-
don't think it was approval. I think she was just notified.
Yeah, and just
Because
notified
it's
us,
already
basically.
in the contract.
All right.
It's just courtesy.
She's very good.
And for the Grove Street property, that I just put on there because I was hoping to have the appraisal by our meeting today, but the appraisal was backed up. So again, we discussed that earlier. So that will hopefully have that by the end of the week, and then I can send it forward to the board, and so everyone can kind of review it, and then at the next meeting, we can take action that needs to be taken.
Anything else on unfinished business? Moving on to the next topic, new business.
Okay, go ahead.
So there's two resolutions that we're asking you to consider today. One is a secret resolution and one is an approving resolution. Both of these resolutions relate to the existing Walmart project, which was initially completed in 1994. In 2015, Walmart approached your board and requested a 10-year extension where they would set the pilot payments for those years and the pilot would remain in place. There was no new reconstruction or renovation on the Walmart facility in 2015, but your board worked with the affected tax jurisdictions to approve that extension. That extension is scheduled to expire on May 31st, so a week and a half from now. Walmart has asked to extend for another 10 years. They would like to keep the pilot in place. The amount of the pilot payments has increased, so I think previously it was $1,125,000 per year, so now it will be $1,150,000 per year. The affected tax jurisdictions, so the town, village, school district, and county, have each adopted resolutions approving the payment terms, approving the $1,150,000, and approving an allocation of those payments among the affected tax jurisdictions. So your board, as Jim indicated earlier, is the last approval. What these resolutions would do is, under the secret resolution, you're finding that there's no environmental impacts of the extension. Like I said, there's no new reconstruction or renovation. It's just extending the term of the pilot for 10 years. So no expected environmental impacts. And then the second resolution would approve the actual extension for 10 years and authorizes the chair to enter into the extension documents. And we have signature pages for you to sign today, assuming that you adopt these resolutions.
Question for you,
Yeah.
the percentage change for the county, town, village, and school district?
Mhm.
How much?
If you look at Schedule A to the approving resolution, it has the allocations set
Yeah, I
forth
see
there.
that.
So it's 17.5.
What were they before?
It was a total of 975. And of that, the school got 40, and then it was split, yeah, 20. exactly.
One change, why did make that change?
What this, from discussions with the school board, they, per general municipal law, their, what their allotment is basically a percentage of the assessed, tax value on the property. So their percentage of the attack, the assessed tax value would be 58%. So discussions with the school board and financial constraints, we were informed that they weren't able to take 40% anymore, that they wanted the full amount that they're entitled to under the general municipal law.
And it can go to 58%.
Yeah, that's how we broke out those allocations. So we had a number that we got to with Walmart. And then based on that number, previous times, when we have met before, the assumption was that we were going to be working under the old percentages, and then we were notified a few months in that that's not the case, and that the school board had indicated that they needed to have that full amount, the 58%.
It says 48%.
48.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, 40.
It says 48.
I apologize. It is 40. My number's
yeah,
wrong.
that is the full percentage that they can go by. municipal
Yep,
law.
exactly.
Okay, so
And then the county and the town had, not the town, the county, yeah, the county and the town
In the
had,
village.
and the village all
yeah, it took,
kind of divvy up the rest. The proportion that the village has is the exact proportion that is under general municipal law. And then the town would have been severely short. I want to say it's like 5% or something like that. And it was 30 to the county. But the county and the town sat down and they discussed how you basically, they could split that up and make it more fair, kind of make up the end on what the town was receiving.
Okay. Anything further to add on this, Chris?
Not on my end.
So we need a motion.
Yeah, we need to do the seeker first, and then we'll do a motion for that, and then a motion for the Walmart pilot resolution directly following that.
I'll make a motion.
Yeah, let's roll call it. So Chuck did,
But let's first get a motion in a second, then we'll do the roll call.
okay. So Chuck,
Made the motion.
Motion.
Second.
Mike is second. Okay. And now we'll do roll call. Chester Burton,
Yes.
Leo McAllister.
Yeah.
Michael Moore
Yeah.
and Chuck Finney.
Yes.
So that was for the seeker. And then the next one will be a motion for the pilot resolution itself. And then we do a roll call vote on that as well.
So motion?
Yep.
To approve?
I'll make the motion.
Or a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Nope, roll call
Roll
vote.
call.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry to be a stickler.
Okay, Chester Burton,
Yes.
Leo McAllister,
Yes.
Mike Moore,
Yes.
and Chuck Finney.
Yes.
We have for new business, the next would just be going into executive session to discuss some staffing issues as well as negotiation with Skinner.
We need a motion to go into executive session in a second as well.
Yep.
I'll make the motion for executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, hearing none, motion carries.
Solution. Who's in charge of this one?
I'll do it.
Nothing.
Thanks, Patsy. We're back on?
Yep.
I have a motion to approve the seeker resolution.
Do we have to make the motion first to come back into session?
True.
Yeah.
Just,
Sorry.
so I'll make that motion, whatever, which one it is.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, we're back in session.
Well, I'll make a motion,
Motion to,
the secret resolution.
yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Does that need to be a roll call vote?
Yes,
Okay,
Okay, Chester Burton,
yes.
Leo McAllister,
Yes.
Michael Moore,
Yes.
Chuck Finn.
Yes. Motion carries.
Motion, all in favor?
Yes, I think we just said that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Motion carried.
So now we're in motion, I'll make a motion for the Walmart pilot resolution,
Second.
All in favor?
roll call vote.
Okay, Chester Burton,
Here,
it's yay or nay, I think. right?
yes.
Yeah, yes, okay. Leo McAllister, Michael Moore,
Yes.
Chuck Finn.
Yes.
All right.
Motion carries.
Motion carried.
I'll make a motion that we accept the contract as submitted. In court.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, motion carried.
I'll make a motion for the agreement for administration services submitted by Sarah. Thanks.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Anything else before the board?
Well, yeah, I just want to mention that you do want to kiss my ring. before it goes in the room.
Oh, look at that.
wow.
You know why that?
Oh, this the Pope?
Oh, yes, Pope Leo.
Yeah, Pope Leo. Oh, that's too funny.
You need your mitre and scepter.
Okay, we have a motion to
Motion
adjourn.
to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, motion carried.